I stood outside my own home, suitcase in hand, staring at the door I'd walked through 1,000 times, now locked to me forever. My wife, the woman I'd loved for 15 years, had just thrown me out, believing her daughter's lies. I didn't know how to feel. Anger, heartbreak, or just numb disbelief. The cold bit at my fingers as I stood there, the porch light flickering like it was mocking me. This was my life, unraveling in a single night. Let me take you back to how it all started. My name's David, and I met Sarah when we were both in our late 20s. She was a single mom then, with a 6-year-old daughter, Chloe, who had these big, curious eyes that could melt anyone. Sarah was everything I wanted, kind, sharp-witted, with a laugh that made the world feel lighter. We built a life together piece by piece. I adopted Chloe, treated her like my own, coached her soccer games, helped with homework, even held her when she cried over her first breakup. We were a family. At least I thought we were. Things started shifting when Chloe turned 19. She was in college, home for the summer, and something in her changed. She'd always been a bit headstrong, but now she was distant, sharp-tongued. I'd catch her whispering to Sarah, and when I'd walk in, the room would go quiet. Sarah started looking at me differently. Small glances, like she was searching for something she wasn't sure she'd find. I'd ask, "Everything okay?" And she'd nod, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. One night, I overheard them arguing in the kitchen. Chloe's voice was low, insistent. "Mom, I'm telling you I saw him. He's not who you think he is." My stomach dropped. Saw me? Doing what? I stepped in, trying to keep my voice steady. "What's going on?" Chloe just stared at me, her face cold, and Sarah wouldn't meet my gaze. "It's nothing, David," Sarah said, but her voice trembled. I pressed, but they shut me out. That was the first crack in the foundation. Over the next few weeks, the house felt like a minefield. Sarah grew distant, sleeping on the edge of the bed, her back to me. Chloe was always there, hovering, watching me like I was a stranger. I'd find excuses to stay late at work, dreading the tension at home. Then came the night everything broke. I got home late, exhausted, and Sarah was waiting in the living room. Arms crossed, eyes red from crying. Chloe stood behind her, smirking. "David," Sarah said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Chloe told me everything." "How could you?" I froze. "Told you what?" "Sarah, what's going on?" She shook her head, tears spilling. "Don't lie to me. She saw you with that woman. She saw you at the hotel." My heart pounded. Hotel. Woman. I hadn't been near a hotel in years. I tried to explain, but Chloe cut in, her voice venomous. "I saw you, David. Last month at the Marriott. You were with some brunette, laughing, checking in. Don't act innocent." I stood there dumbfounded. I hadn't been to any Marriott. I hadn't been with anyone. But Sarah believed her. She looked at me like I was a monster. "Sarah, I swear she's lying. I don't know why, but she's lying." My voice cracked, pleading. Sarah just shook her head. "I can't do this, David. I can't trust you anymore." She handed me a suitcase already packed. "Get out." I looked at Chloe, hoping for some flicker of guilt, but her face was stone. That night I slept in a cheap motel, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment, wondering how my daughter could betray me like this. The divorce came fast. Sarah didn't want to talk, didn't want to hear me out. I moved into a small apartment, alone, surrounded by boxes I didn't bother unpacking. I kept thinking about Chloe's lie. Why? What had I done to make her hate me? I started digging, desperate for answers. I checked my bank statements, my schedules, anything to prove I wasn't at that hotel. Then I remembered, Chloe had borrowed my car that month. I'd let her use it for a weekend trip with friends. Something clicked. I called a friend who worked at the Marriott, asked him to pull their records. Sure enough, Chloe had checked in that weekend, not me. She'd used my name, my card. But why? I confronted her, showed up at the house one evening. Sarah answered, looking tired, wary. Chloe was there, and I laid it all out, the records, the proof. "Why, Chloe? Why do you do this?" Her face went pale, but she didn't answer. Sarah stared at her, confusion turning to horror. "Chloe," she whispered. That's when Chloe broke. She started sobbing, words spilling out. "I just wanted you to myself, Mom. He was always there, always in the way. I thought if he was gone, it'd be like before." The truth hit like a punch. Chloe had resented me all along, felt I'd stolen her mom. She'd woven this lie to tear us apart, and it worked. Sarah's face crumpled and she reached for me, but I stepped back. David, I'm so sorry, she said, her voice breaking. I should have trusted you. But the damage was done. I loved her, but I couldn't unfeel the betrayal, the months of exile, the way she'd looked at me like I was nothing. I walked away that night, my heart heavy but clearer. The divorce went through, but Sarah and Chloe's world unraveled. Sarah couldn't look at Chloe the same, and Chloe moved out, unable to face her own guilt. I heard they barely speak now. As for me, I'm rebuilding piece by piece. I've got a small place, a new job, and a quiet kind of peace. Some nights I still think of Sarah's laugh, the way we used to be. But I've learned something. Love can blind you, but truth cuts deeper. If you've listened all the way till now, thank you. It means a lot to share this story, to know someone out there hears it. Your support keeps these moments alive, and I'm grateful for that.